It was just past midnight when my phone rang. I rarely got calls this late, especially not from anyone outside work, so I groggily reached for it, thinking it might be urgent. The screen showed her best friend's name. I hesitated for a moment. She rarely called me directly, but answered anyway. "Are you awake?" Her voice whispered, urgent, almost trembling. I sat up, rubbing my eyes. "Yeah, what's going on? Is everything okay?" There was a long pause, heavy with hesitation. I could hear her breathing on the other end, shallow, nervous. Then she said the words that changed everything. "It's about her. You need to know the truth. She's not faithful." I froze, heart pounding. My mind raced through the months of little signs I had tried to ignore. The late nights she claimed were work, the evasive answers when I asked where she was, the faint scent of someone else's perfume on her coat. I had suspected, yes, but hearing confirmation from someone I trusted, someone who was close to her, made it real. "What do you mean?" I asked, my voice low, careful. "She's been seeing someone. I'm so sorry to have to tell you like this, but I couldn't keep lying for her anymore." I gripped the phone tighter, feeling a mixture of anger, disbelief, and a deep ache. The betrayal wasn't just emotional. It was tangible, undeniable, confirmed by someone who knew her intimately. For a moment, I couldn't even respond. My mind whirled, memories flashing like a film reel, small excuses, hidden messages, unexplained trips, the emotional distance that had grown between us over the past year. I see," I managed to say finally, my voice steady despite the storm inside. "Thank you for telling me." Her voice shook. "I know this is horrible. I didn't want to get involved, but you deserve to know. You shouldn't be blindsided." I leaned back against the headboard, staring at the ceiling, letting the words sink in. She wasn't faithful. She hadn't been for months, maybe longer. Every time I had ignored the little signs, I had been ignoring the truth. And now, at this late hour, it had been delivered directly into my hands, impossible to dismiss. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't demand names or details. I simply listened, absorbing the magnitude of what I had just learned. Betrayal has a strange weight. It's heavy, suffocating, and silent. And at that moment, I felt its full force. The call ended shortly after, her friend apologizing again and promising she hadn't wanted to hurt me. I sat in the quiet, the house silent around me, my mind replaying every interaction I had ever had with her, now seen in a different light. Over the next few days, I confirmed the details carefully. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed certainty, clarity, proof. And as it became undeniable, the messages, the receipts, the inconsistencies, I realized that the woman I had trusted, loved, and built a life with had been living a double life. I didn't react with rage. I didn't scream. I didn't beg for explanations. Instead, I began planning my exit quietly, deliberately. I sorted my emotions, packed my things, and arranged a new living situation for myself and the kids. Every step was measured, careful, and resolute. Betrayal doesn't need a dramatic confrontation to be devastating, but it also doesn't need one for you to reclaim your life. When I finally told her, I knew I did it calmly. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't plead. I simply looked at her, the weight of months of lies between us, and said, "I know." Her face paled. She stammered, tried to explain, tried to deny, but I had already accepted the truth. She had chosen someone else repeatedly, deliberately, and my role was no longer necessary. I walked away that day, not in anger, not in tears, but with quiet dignity. Months later, I can look back on that midnight call and see it for what it truly was: a lifeline, a harsh, painful, unwelcome truth, but one that gave me clarity and the ability to act before the betrayal eroded more of my life. The friend who called me may have shattered my illusions, But in doing so, she gave me the power to reclaim my life, my peace, and my dignity. Betrayal is messy, quiet, loud, or subtle. But sometimes, the most important moment isn't the act of betrayal itself. It's the moment someone tells you the truth, no matter how hard it is to hear, and you decide how you'll respond. That call didn't ruin me. It awakened me. It gave me a chance to step away from deceit, to prioritize myself and those I truly care for, and to finally see reality as it was. I still think about that night occasionally. I remember the silence on the phone, the trembling voice, and the words that no one ever wants to hear. But I also remember the calm that followed, the clarity, and the knowledge that sometimes the hardest truths can save you from years of pain.